Kalara stood tall with iridescent skin that shifted colors based on her emotions. Currently, it displayed swirls of blue and green indicating curiosity. Her large almond-shaped eyes could see spectrums invisible to humans, while her slender frame moved gracefully in the ship's artificial gravity. Earth fascinated Kalara. Unlike other worlds her people discovered, humans possessed something unique, an adaptability and creative spirit that set them apart from other species. They built civilizations, destroyed them, rebuilt better ones, and continued advancing despite countless setbacks. Ruby Parker walked home from late shift at diner. Her feet ached from hours of waiting tables, but she needed money for college tuition. The night air felt cool against her skin as she took shortcut through Community Park. Stars twinkled above, unusually bright tonight. Ruby stopped suddenly when light flashed in sky above. Not lightning, not aircraft. Something else entirely. She stood frozen, watching as patch of stars seemed to ripple and distort. Then she saw it. Ship hanging impossible in night sky, larger than any aircraft she knew existing. On the ship, alarms sounded, alerting crew to detection breach. Princess Kalara turned to her security officer, Lena, who monitored sensor readings with concern. Human female detected use, Princess Lena reported. Our cloaking field experienced momentary fluctuation during energy realignment. Kalara studied human female on screen, noting her lack of fear. Where most species would run from unknown, this human stood watching with open curiosity. Such reaction confirmed research about human nature. Their inquisitiveness often overcame self-preservation. We should leave immediately, Lena advised, following protocol for detection. Events? No, Kalara decided. This presents rare opportunity for direct observation. Contact prohibition applies to governments and large groups, not individuals. And this human seems different. Ruby could hardly believe her eyes. The object, hovering silently above Park, defied everything she understood about reality. She reached for phone to take picture when beam of soft light enveloped her. Warmth spread through body as feet lifted gently from ground. She should have felt terrified but strangely calm. Sensation washed over her instead. Inside ship, Ruby floated in suspension beam, staring wide-eyed at creatures before her. They appeared almost human, but differences became immediately apparent. Skin that shifted colors like living opal's eyes too. Large and expressive limbs slightly longer than human proportions. Most striking was aura of ancient wisdom surrounding them, despite youthful appearances. Welcome, human. Kalara spoke translator, converting thoughts to English. My name is Kalara Sovereign, daughter of Etheria. We mean no harm, Ruby found her voice despite situation. Where am I? Why did you bring me here? Curiosity, Kalara replied. Simply, curiosity. We have studied your kind from distance for generations but rarely interact directly. You showed unusual response to our presence. Most humans react with fear. You displayed wonder instead. Ruby looked around ship, taking in crystalline control panels and flowing architecture unlike anything human built. Is this first contact situation? Should I be saying something historic right now? Kalara made gesture that created ripples of purple amusement across skin. Not exactly. First contact protocols involve governments, global announcements, formal procedures. This is more personal exchange. Knowledge of our existence remains restricted to you alone. For a moment, Lena approached Princess, speaking urgently in musical language. Ruby could not understand. Displeasure evident in red patterns, crossing security officers. Skin, my officer, reminds me of regulations, Kalara explained, turning back to Ruby. Bringing you aboard violates several protocols. But sometimes understanding requires breaking rules. Would you share conversation with me? Exchange knowledge before we return? You, Ruby nodded. Still processing. Impossible situation happening around her. This definitely beats serving coffee and pie to truckers at diner over next hours. Ruby described human life, answering Kalara's questions about emotions, relationships, dreams, hopes, fears. In turn, Kalara shared glimpses of Etherian culture, their harmony-based society advancement beyond material concerns, pursuit of knowledge above all else. Etherians evolved on world with multiple suns. Kalara explained. We developed ability to absorb and emit light as communication. Method. Color patterns you see express emotions, thoughts beyond verbal language. Our society united millennia ago, ending conflict, dedicating existence to exploration and understanding. Why Earth? Ruby asked. Of all planets, why study us? Uniqueness. Kalara said human capacity for both creation and destruction fascinates us. Most species develop along predictable paths. Humans constantly surprise even our most sophisticated prediction models. You create beautiful art while waging devastating wars. Express compassion, then inflict cruelty. You remain enigma worth understanding. As conversation continued, Kalara retrieved small crystal pendant from storage unit. Light danced within its facets, responding to her touch. This contains knowledge, she explained. Traditional gift between our people during cultural exchanges. We share history ideas. Art compressed into crystalline structure. Our minds connect directly with information. It contains. Kalara hesitated, then placed pendant in Ruby's hand. For humans, connection works differently. Crystal responds to electrical impulses from your nervous system. Activates only for person it chooses. When pendant touched Ruby's skin, nothing happened at first. Then crystal began to glow, soft blue light pulsing in. Rhythm with her heartbeat. Warmth spread up arm and throughout body. Extraordinary. Kalara whispered, skin flashing yellow surprise patterns. Pendant accepted you. First human ever to form connection with Etherian knowledge. Crystallis, that unusual Ruby asked, watching light dance within crystal. Without precedent, Kalara replied. Crystal requires compatible consciousness alignment. Suggests something unique about your neural patterns. Lena interrupted conversation with urgent message time parameters. Exceeded princess security protocols, require immediate departure. Kalara nodded reluctantly. We must return you now. Ruby Parker. Keep pendant. It contains information about us. History, science, art filtered for human comprehension. It responds only to, you will not function for others. Ruby clutched pendant as suspension beam reactivated. Wait, will I see you again? Perhaps? Kalara said, mysterious smile creating cascade of colors across face. Universe has way of connecting kindred spirits across stars. Moments later, Ruby stood alone in park, pendant warm in hand. Ship vanished without sound, leaving night sky unchanged as though nothing extraordinary happened. She looked at Crystal, seeing her own reflection in facets, wondering if entire experience might have been dream, but pendant glowed against skin, undeniable proof of encounter with beings from beyond stars. As Ruby walked home, mind filled with images, Kalara shared worlds beyond imagination, species unlike anything Earth scientists theorized, knowledge that would transform human understanding. If revealed, Ruby kept pendant hidden beneath clothes next day at work, serving coffee, answering questions about weekend plans, living seemingly normal life, while carrying secret that changed everything she knew about universe. No one would believe her even if she tried explaining, so she remained silent, observer holding truth. No other human possessed. That night, Ruby discovered pendant's true nature. When held in darkness, it projected images across her bedroom wall, star maps, alien landscapes, mathematical equations beyond current human understanding. Crystal responded to her thoughts, showing information related to whatever she questioned. It contained a library, vaster than anything on Earth, all accessible through simple mental connection. Somewhere among distant stars, Kalara watched recording of human female Ruby, continuing study that might eventually change both their civilizations. Connection established between species created possibilities, neither fully comprehended yet. But first steps had been taken, bridge formed between two worlds that might someday transform both. As Ruby slept, pendant glowed softly beside her, dreams filled with stars, alien worlds and princess with skin that spoke. Through colors, beginning of journey neither human nor alien could predict outcome. Here's the second part. Ruby woke to strange sensations flowing through her. Body pendant glowed brighter than before, pulsing with energy that seemed to synchronize with her heartbeat. She touched crystal, feeling warmth spread through fingertips, up arm, and throughout entire body. Knowledge flooded her mind. Images, understanding, concepts beyond human science for weeks since alien encounter. Ruby experienced gradual changes. Enhanced perception allowed her to see subtle energy fields around living things. Improved cognition helped her solve complex problems effortlessly. Memories became crystal clear, recall perfect down to smallest details. Most significantly, Pendant continued revealing Etherian knowledge in dreams and quiet moments when she focused on crystal working shift at diner. Ruby noticed changes in how she perceived customers. She sensed emotions without visual cues, knew what they wanted before they spoke. Energy signatures unique to each person became visible surrounding them like colorful auras. This newfound awareness both fascinated and frightened her. During lunch rush, manager Pam approached with concern. "Ruby, everything okay? You seem distracted lately." "Fine, just tired." Ruby lied, uncomfortable sharing truth. No one would believe her anyway. After work, Ruby walked a quiet spot by lake where she could examine Pendant privately. Crystal responded instantly to touch projecting holographic star map above palm. She recognized Earth's solar system, then watched as map expanded, showing neighboring stars path between them, marking journey. Etherian ship traveled to reach Earth. Voice startled her, causing projection to vanish instantly. "Interesting device you have there." Ruby turned to see woman in black suit standing few feet away. Government agent. Badge visible on belt, hand rested casually near concealed weapon. Ruby sensed danger immediately. "Agent Grace Wilson." She introduced herself. "I'm investigating reports of unusual aerial phenomena in this area. Last week, several witnesses described strange lights above park. Would you happen to know anything about that?" Ruby kept Pendant hidden in closed fist. "No, sorry, I don't watch the sky." Much Agent Wilson studied Ruby with practiced intensity. "We're particularly interested in any artifacts that might be connected to incident reports mentioned unusual crystal objects." Ruby's heart raced. How could they know about Pendant unless others had received similar gifts from Etherians? Maybe she wasn't only human contacted, just routine questions. Agent Wilson continued, handing card with contact information. "Call if you remember anything relevant." After Agent left, Ruby realized severity of situation. Government suspected alien contact, actively searched for evidence. She needed to understand Pendant better, learn its secrets before others discovered truth. With trembling hands, she clutched crystal, closing eyes, focusing thoughts. "Show me why Kalara chose me." Pendant responded instantly. Projecting images directly into mind, Ruby saw herself as Etherians, perceived her human body surrounded by unusual energy pattern, different from other humans. Genetic markers highlighted specific sequences unlike typical human genome. She wasn't entirely human. Images shifted, showing ancient Earth thousands of years. Ego-Etherian ships openly visiting planet, humans welcoming aliens as friends. Cultural exchange program established. Some Etherians remained on Earth, formed relationships with humans, created hybrid children with unique abilities. Genetic lineage, continuing through centuries, diluting with each generation until only trace remained. Ruby descended from those ancient unions. Pendant recognized shared heritage. Ruby gasped, opening eyes as revelation sank in. Part alien heritage, explaining why. Crystal responded to her touch, why she experienced changes others would not. No coincidence Kalara found her Etherians monitored descendants, watched for those showing activation potential. Next morning, Ruby called in sick to work, needing time process. Revelations. She spread notebook across kitchen table, writing everything learned, trying, organize overwhelming information, flooding mind. Pendant continued revealing secrets, responding to questions through images, sensations, concepts beyond words. Doorbell interrupted her thoughts. Ruby quickly hid Pendant and notes before answering. Dark Agent Wilson stood outside alongside man in military uniform. "Miss Parker, General Davis would like word with you regarding national security matter," Agent Wilson stated. "We're aware of your contact with extraterrestrial visitors and possession of alien technology." Ruby froze. How did they know surveillance cameras? Tracking technology beyond her understanding. "We mean no harm," General Davis assured. "We simply want to understand nature of contact, learn about visitors. Their technology could benefit humanity, advance our science, medicine, defense systems." Something about General's words triggered warning sensation from Pendant. Vibration against skin communicated. Danger Crystal somehow sensed deception behind friendly words. Government wanted technology, not understanding. Sought weapons, not knowledge, I'm sorry. Ruby said, I don't know what you're talking about. General Davis sighed. Expression hardening, Miss Parker. We have satellite imagery of your abduction witnesses who saw you return with object security footage from Park that night. We know everything. Cooperation now determines how this proceeds. Ruby sensed agents moving around house surrounding exits. Heart pounding, she realized capture was imminent. Pendant grew hot against skin as if responding to danger. Without warning, Crystal emitted pulse of energy that rippled outward. Agents outside dropped unconscious. General Davis and Agent Wilson collapsed. In doorway, Ruby stood shocked at Pendant's defensive capability. Understanding flowed through connection protection protocol, activated to prevent technology falling into unprepared hands. She had minutes before reinforcements arrived. With shaking hands, she packed essentials into backpack, hiding Pendant beneath shirt. As Ruby slipped out back door heading for woods beyond neighborhood awareness. Expanded further, Pendant seemed to guide her, highlighting safe path, avoiding surveillance. Somehow, Crystal communicated directly with nervous system, bypassing conscious thought processing, creating intuitive knowledge. Miles from home, Ruby found abandoned cabin, distant enough from hiking trails to remain undisturbed. Night fell as she barricaded, door contemplating impossible situation. Fugitive from government, hunted for alien technology with nowhere to turn, except Pendant itself. Ruby held Crystal in darkness, watching as it illuminated room with soft blue glow. She focused thoughts directly, addressing entity within device. How do I contact Kalara? Pendant responded with series of images explaining communication protocol. Crystal contained quantum entanglement component linked directly to matching device in Kalara's possession. Direct connection. Across interstellar distances, instantaneous communication possible if properly activated. Ruby followed instructions, focusing energy through Crystal, visualizing connection, forming between Earth and distant Etherian ship. Pendant pulsed, grew brighter. Projected holographic interface image formed, showing Kalara's face expression concerned. Ruby Parker. Pendant registered distress protocol. What happened? Government knows, Kalara. Ruby explained. They tried to take Pendant. It defended me somehow. Knocked them unconscious. I'm hiding, but they won't stop looking. Kalara's skin displayed patterns of deep concern. This occurred faster than anticipated. Earth governments detected our presence, despite precautions. Situation requires immediate intervention. Pendant should not have activated defensive capabilities without significant threat. Can you help me? Ruby asked desperately. I'm alone, afraid with abilities I don't understand. Kalara nodded, skin shifting to determined blue patterns. Extraction team, dispatched to your location. Pendant contains tracking beacon, activated only during communication. Keep device close. Stay hidden until arrival. Expected time, 17 Earth hours. Can you remain concealed? That long. Ruby nodded, thinking of cabin isolation. I think so. But what happens then? Return to Etheria, temporary sanctuary until situation resolved. Protection protocols extend to all recognized interfaces. That's you, Ruby. You carry ancient lineage. Activation gene connects you to our people government. Cannot be allowed to acquire technology, or you consequences would be significant for both worlds. Communication ended, leaving Ruby alone in cabin with newfound knowledge of heritage destiny, connected to stars. Hours passed as she practiced abilities. Pendant enhanced controlling energy fields around body, sensing distant movements, predicting potential threats. Each hour brought stronger connection to dormant genetic potential. Awakening within cells as dawn approached, Ruby sensed movement in forest surrounding cabin. Not military personnel, different energy signatures entirely. She moved to window, catching glimpse of figures approaching. Slender forms with graceful movements, skin glowing softly in pre-dawn light. Etherians had arrived. Sooner than expected, rescue team sent by Kalara to bring Ruby home to stars where answers waited. Heritage explained, abilities understood. For first time since encounter, Ruby felt hope replace fear. Pendant glowed against skin. Warm reminder that she belonged to something greater than single planet, single species. Her journey had only begun, path leading beyond stars to destiny, written in ancient genes now awakening within. Here's the third part. Type text markdown. Title, The Journey. The Etherian rescue ship ascended through atmosphere cloaking field concealing passage from Earth detection systems. Ruby watched her home planet shrink through viewing portal, blue marble becoming small. Point of light among countless stars. Rescue team had arrived just before government forces surrounded cabin, extracting her moments before capture. Pendant guided them precisely to her location, establishing instant trust between Ruby and Etherian. Operative's ship interior reminded Ruby of living organism, rather than mechanical construct. Walls pulsed with subtle light surfaces responded to touch corridors, adjusted configuration based on occupants' needs, technology so advanced it appeared magical to human perception. Team leader named Vela approached Ruby skin displaying welcoming patterns of green and gold. Princess Kalara awaits your arrival on mothership. She sends greetings and apologies for complications. How did government find me so quickly? Ruby asked, clutching Pendant which continued pulsing with energy. Earth authorities possess more advanced detection systems than we anticipated. Vela explained. Some human military installations recorded energy fluctuations during our initial visit. Your Pendant activation created additional signals. They tracked small subset of government agencies. Monitors for extraterrestrial contact. They have encountered other species before us. This revelation stunned Ruby. Other aliens visited. Earth government knew kept secret from population. Everything she understood about human history suddenly questioned. Pendant grew warm against skin, seeming to respond to her confusion. Images flowed into mind showing various alien contacts throughout human development. Some peaceful scientific expeditions, others with less benevolent purpose. Earth existed at crossroads of several interstellar transit routes, making it point of interest for many civilizations. Journey to mothership took several hours, giving Ruby time to process situation. Pendant continued downloading information directly to her consciousness, explaining Etherian history, culture, technology capabilities. Each new revelation expanded understanding while raising additional questions. Etherian mothership appeared suddenly in viewing portal structure unlike anything human engineering could conceive. Massive, crystalline formation stretched kilometers in every direction with no clear beginning or end. Ships of various sizes moved around structure, like cells in bloodstream. Entire ecosystem of activity surrounding central hub. Ruby gasped at sight, overwhelmed by scale, beauty, alien majesty of vessel. Pendant vibrated in response to proximity, connecting directly with mothership systems. Welcome home, genetic descendant. Mothership AI communicated directly through Pendant interface. Your presence activates. Dormant protocols established during ancient exchange program. Ship received them in landing bay larger than entire towns on Earth. Ruby stepped onto deck, feeling subtle vibration through feet connection between body and vessel, almost organic gravity. Adjusted automatically to match Earth parameters, atmosphere, modified for human comfort. Temperature, perfect humidity. Ideal. Vela led Ruby through series of corridors, passing dozens of Etherians, who paused activities to observe human visitor. There, skin displayed curious patterns, colors shifting as they communicated silently about unexpected guest. Ruby sensed no hostility, only intense interest. Scientific curiosity about human with Pendant connection. Finally, they reached central chamber where Princess Kalara waited. Etherian royal stood near holographic display showing Earth solar system. Her skin brightened upon seeing Ruby, patterns of genuine pleasure spreading across surface. Ruby Parker. Kalara greeted, moving forward with graceful motion. Journey was comfortable. I hope. Ruby nodded, still processing overwhelming experiences of past hours. Your ship is amazing. Everything here beyond anything humans have imagined. Kalara gestured toward Pendant. You carry knowledge of our people. Within crystal. Have you accessed historical archives? Some. Ruby admitted. Information comes in fragments, dreams, visions, concepts. I can't fully comprehend. Overwhelming expected. Kalara explained. Human neural pathways differ from Etherian interface requires. Adaptation period. With time connection strengthens allowing complete access. But essence you understand. We visited Earth before shared heritage with certain human lineages. Your ancestors. Ruby touched Pendant. Yes. I saw Etherians remained on Earth. Relationships with humans. Children Kalara guided Ruby to private chamber away from other Etherians. What I must explain remains restricted knowledge, even among my people. Reason for bringing you here extends beyond simple rescue operation. Room contained, floating platform surrounded by energy field. Kalara invited Ruby to sit opposite her. When both settled, platform illuminated with stellar map spanning significant portion of galaxy. Thousands of years ago, Etherians discovered dimensional gateway technology. Kalara began. Allowing instantaneous travel between distant points in space, we expanded rapidly, establishing outposts throughout galaxy Earth, became significant cultural exchange center due to human adaptability, creativity traits. My ancestors' admired exchange program allowed volunteer Etherians to remain on your world integrati with primitive human societies. Some formed deep connections with humans, resulting in hybrid children. First-generation hybrids displayed remarkable abilities. Kalara continued. Enhanced cognitive function, energy manipulation, extended lifespan. Subsequent generations showed diminishing traits as genetic material diluted through centuries, until only occasional individuals born with activation, potential ability to interface with Etherian technology, use dormant genetic capabilities. Individuals like you, Ruby, struggled to process implications. Am I part alien? Distantly, Kalara confirmed. Activation gene represents approximately 0.003% of your genome. Negligible in biological terms, significant in functional capacity. Your mitochondrial lineage traces directly to original exchange program. Pendant recognized this initiated interface protocol. But why me? Ruby asked. Why now after thousands of years? Kalara's expression grew serious. Skin darkening to deep blue universe faces. Crisis. Ruby Parker. Threat beyond single species ability to confront ancient enemy returns after millennia of dormancy force that once nearly destroyed all intelligent life in galaxy. Etherians alone cannot stop them. We need alliance coalition of all advanced species, including emerging civilizations with unique perspectives. Humans, particularly descendants of original exchange program Pendant, projected images directly into Ruby's mind. Vast darkness moving between stars, consuming energy, life civilizations, entity composed of countless smaller parts, acting with singular purpose, unstoppable force, approaching from galactic rim, the void. Kalara named it collective consciousness existing partially in dimensions beyond our perception. It feeds on energy, particularly energy generated by advanced civilizations. Technology, emotions, thought patterns, all provide sustenance. My ancestors believed. They destroyed it during ancient war, cost billions of lives, countless worlds, but they merely wounded it. Drove it into dormancy. Now it awakens hungrier than before. Ruby shivered despite comfortable temperature. How could I possibly help against something like that? Kalara touched Pendant, causing it to project complex molecular structure. Your hybrid DNA contains solution. We believe key to weapon capable of disrupting Void's dimensional presence, forcing it into single state where it becomes vulnerable. Weapon requires specific activation sequence only hybrid descendants can provide. That makes no sense. Ruby protested. Nobody. Just waitress from small town. You are descendant of two resilient species, Kalara corrected. Combination that exists nowhere else in galaxy. Etherian scientists theorized possibility centuries ago, searched for compatible humans with sufficient activation potential. Found 18 individuals across Earth, all needed for complete sequence, each carrying different fragment of solution. Ruby stared at projection before Pendant. I was ordinary. Now you tell me fate of galaxy depends on me and 17 others like me. It's too much, Kalara nodded. Understanding, I know. We never intended burden to fall upon you. Contact would have happened differently. Gradual introduction, preparation, training before revelation. But circumstances forced acceleration. Government pursuit left no alternative. What happens now? Ruby asked. We locate other descendants. Kalara explained. Bring them to safety before Earth authorities find them. Pendant will help identify precise genetic markers. Once assembled, coalition representatives will meet, discuss strategy against Void. You and others will undergo training. Learn to access dormant abilities, practice sequence necessary for weapon activation. Ruby sat silent for long moment, processing impossible situation thrust upon her. Life changed beyond recognition in single week, from serving coffee to saving galaxy. Absurd, terrifying, yet Pendant confirmed truth of Kalara's words. Images, emotions, concepts flowing through connection left no room for doubt. Will I ever return to Earth? Eventually, Kalara promised. Once crisis passes. After training completed, you remain free, being with choice. We will not force participation, but understand without all 18 descendants, weapon cannot function. Without weapon, Void will consume everything, including Earth. All will be lost. Ruby touched Pendant, feeling connection to something larger than herself. Something worth fighting for, protecting. Not just humanity, but all sentient life throughout galaxy, cosmic heritage she never knew existed until now. I need time to understand, process everything. Of course. Kalara agreed. Quarters prepared for. Your comfort. Pendant will continue education process, answering questions as they arise. Rest now. Tomorrow we begin locating others. As Kalara left chamber, Ruby lay back on strange but comfortable bed that adjusted perfectly to human form. Pendant continued glowing against skin, connecting her to vast knowledge network of mothership, providing comfort, familiarity amid alien surroundings. Sleep came eventually, filled with dreams of stars, ancient battles, faces of 17 others connected by shared heritage. Somewhere on Earth they lived ordinary lives, unaware of dormant potential genetic legacy, cosmic destiny waiting to be awakened. They too would soon feel Pendant's call, connection to stars that flowed in their blood, journey that began thousands of years ago with first contact between species nearing crucial moment. Ruby awoke hours later with clarity, purpose she hadn't felt before. Pendant had continued work during sleep, organizing thoughts, providing context, understanding, transforming frightened human into something more. Someone ready to face impossible challenge, accept extraordinary heritage, embrace destiny, written in stars. She touched crystal, speaking aloud for first time since boarding mothership. Show me the others, help me find them. Pendant glowed brightly in response, projecting faces, locations. Names of 17 humans scattered across Earth. Men, women, diverse backgrounds, ages, ethnicities united by single genetic marker, dormant potential waiting activation. Ruby recognized purpose, connection, duty to both ancestral species, responsibility that transcended ordinary existence. First step of greatest journey in human history had begun. Here's the fourth part. Days aboard mothership passed in blur of information and training. Ruby learned to control Pendant's interface, accessing knowledge in structured, manageable segments, rather than overwhelming flood. Etherian mentors taught meditation techniques, helping her process alien concepts without mental strain. Each session strengthened neural pathways, expanded perception, enhanced dormant abilities hidden in hybrid DNA. Meanwhile, Etherian search teams located remaining 17 descendants. Discrete observation confirmed genetic markers without alerting Earth authorities. Extraction. Plans developed for each candidate, considering unique circumstances, personalities, psychological profiles. Success required willing participation. Cooperation could not be forced. Kalara invited Ruby to command center, where holographic display showed global map with 18 points of light. Each represented Pendant carrier, 17 still on Earth. One aboard mothership. Ruby studied display with growing understanding of mission scale. These are the others, she asked, indicating light scattered across continents. Kalara confirmed. Each carries fragment of activation sequence, each possesses Pendant connection potential. All must join willingly for weapon to function. How will you convince them? Ruby wondered. Will they believe something this impossible? that Kalara said with rippling patterns of amusement across skin, is why your assistance proves essential. You understand human perspective. Experienced transition from ordinary existence to cosmic awareness. Your testimony provides credibility our scientists cannot offer. First extraction proceeded that evening. Subject named Olivia Chen, university student studying astrophysics in Colorado search team, located her hiking alone in mountains. Perfect opportunity for discreet contact. Ruby. Accompanied team nervous about role as ambassador between worlds. Olivia noticed lights first. Ship descended, revealing itself only after confirming no witnesses nearby. Ruby stepped forward alone. Human face. Greeting frightened student. Please don't be afraid, Ruby called, hands raised, showing Pendant and Ruby. This will sound crazy, but I promise it's true. These beings need our help. They mean no harm. Olivia backed away, eyes wide, fixed on Ship, hovering silently above clearing. What is this? Who are they? They're called Etherians, Ruby explained. And believe it or not, you're distantly related to them, just like me. We carry same genetic marker. Something passed down through generations. Something that makes us special. Ruby extended Pendant, which glowed. In response to proximity to another carrier, Olivia unconsciously touched similar crystal shape beneath shirt. One she'd discovered in childhood, always assumed was unusual quartz formation. Family heirloom passed through generations. How did you know about my necklace? Olivia whispered. Because it's like mine, Ruby explained. Not coincidence, not ordinary crystal, connection to heritage you never knew existed. If you touch mine, you'll understand. Trust me, I was terrified week ago. Now I know truth. Hesitantly, Olivia reached toward Ruby's pendant. As fingers contacted surface, both crystals flared with brilliant light. Connection formed, information transferred instantly. Between pendants, between carriers. Olivia gasped, eyes widening as knowledge flooded. Consciousness. Images. History. Purpose, danger. Everything Ruby experienced compressed into moments of revelation, my grandmother. Ruby heard Olivia whisper. She told stories about stars. People who came from beyond said our family had special purpose. Never believed, thought they were just bedtime stories. They were true, Ruby confirmed. Your pendant remained dormant, waiting for right moment activation trigger. Now time has come. Others like us, 17 in total. All needed. Olivia studied Ship, then Ruby. Then her own pendant glowing with newfound energy, choice crystallizing in mind. I need to come with you, don't I? Only if you choose, Ruby emphasized. They won't force anyone. But yes, Galaxy needs us both. Our ancestral peoples need us. Decision required. Only moments for scientists already dedicated to studying stars. Olivia nodded, pendant pulsing in harmony with Ruby's. Incoming second extraction involved Mary Wilson, retired teacher in rural Australia. Third, brought Benjamin Foster, computer programmer, from Nigeria. Each contact followed similar pattern. Initial shock revelation through pendant connection, decision to join mission. Within 10 days, 14 descendants gathered aboard mothership, each bringing unique perspective, skills, knowledge. To collective effort, 4 remained most challenging extractions due to complications. Government surveillance, security measures, limited access. 3 businessmen situated in heavily monitored urban centers. Final subject, Kelly White, military contractor, herself with access to classified information regarding extraterrestrial contact. Kelly presents unique challenge. Kalara explained during strategy session. She possesses pendant, but remains unaware of significance. Government agency she works for studies alien technology, including artifacts similar to pendants. They detected energy signature but misinterpreted purpose. Her position makes approach dangerous, yet her genetic signature suggests strongest activation potential among all descendants. Ruby studied Kelly's profile displayed in command center. She knows about aliens already, just not that she's part alien herself precisely. Kalara confirmed complication extends further. Her pendant remains inactive, secure facility, separate from carrier. Without direct contact, interface cannot establish full activation sequence, impossible. without her specific genetic fragment. Meeting of all gathered descendants convened to address Problem 14. Individuals from diverse backgrounds united by shared heritage. Each contributed perspective based on unique skills. Olivia, astronomical calculations. Benjamin, cybersecurity expertise. Others, military strategy, cultural analysis, medical knowledge. Combined human creativity with awakening Etherian abilities. Could we hack their systems? Benjamin suggested. Download facility schematics, identify security weaknesses. Too risky, Mary countered. Defense systems likely include countermeasures against conventional intrusion. What about direct approach? Ruby offered. We contact Kelly, directly explain situation, dangerous, Kalara cautioned. If she reports contact, government forces would respond immediately. Possible capture of additional descendants discussion continued for hours, until Olivia suddenly interrupted. Voice excited. Pendant transmission. She held crystal, which pulsed with unusual pattern. Incoming communication from Earth source impossible. Kalara stated, only activated pendants can initiate communication. Screen displayed image causing collective gasp. Kelly White appeared, expression determined, serious. Pendant visible around neck, glowing brightly against dark clothing. I know you're out there, she began, voice clear through connection. I know about the others being taken. I've been monitoring energy signatures identical to my pendant, tracking abductions across globe. If you're receiving this, I'm ready for extraction. Pendant activated yesterday showed me everything. I've secured facility, temporarily disabled surveillance. 20-minute window, current location. Coordinates follow. Coordinates appeared on screen. Location identified as remote cabin outside Washington. DC could be trap. Etherian security officer warned government forces waiting for retrieval. Team, Ruby studied Kelly's image, feeling resonance between pendants, connection that transcended deception. No, pendant communication cannot be faked. She activated independently. Final piece ready to join us. Extraction team departed immediately. Ruby accompanying mission-based. Unestablished protocol. Etherian ship approached coordinates with maximum stealth systems. Kelly waited exactly where specified, pendant glowing visibly against skin. When Ruby emerged from ship, Kelly nodded as though meeting old friend. Despite never seeing her before, took you long enough, Kelly said with hint of smile. I've had government agents searching for me since pendant activated yesterday. Only matter of time before they check this location. Ruby extended hand, feeling immediate connection as pendants resonated together. Welcome to something bigger than all of us. Journey back to mothership completed. Gathering. All 18 descendants assembled for first-time circular chamber, each holding glowing pendant. Each representing unique genetic fragment, piece of solution to cosmic threat. Together they formed living key to weapon against void. Kalara addressed assembled group, skin displaying formal ceremonial patterns. You 18 represent unprecedented cooperation between species. Bond, formed thousands of years ago, coming to fruition when needed most. Tomorrow coalition representatives arrive, leaders of 12 advanced civilizations gathering to plan defense against common enemy. You will present activation sequence, demonstrate weapon potential. Future of galaxy rests upon combined strength of your heritage. Ruby looked around, circle ordinary humans transformed by extraordinary truth. Teacher, programmer, waitress, engineer, soldier, student, banker, artist. Each bringing different perspective, unique insight, essential piece of greater whole. No longer defined by Earth professions but by cosmic purpose awakened through pendant connection. Kelly spoke. Question all contemplated. What exactly happens during activation sequence? What will we become? Kalara hesitated, pattern shifting to deeper blue, indicating significance. No Etherian has witnessed complete sequence. Only theoretical projections exist. Pendants contain instructions passed from ancestors. Weapon requires temporary unification. 18 consciousnesses joining through pendant network. Combined human Etherian perspective, focusing dimensional disruption upon void.